Are they just conspiracy theorists? People talking about, sports stars, footballers, people in stadia collapsing all the time, having heart attacks. Are we putting two and two together and coming up with five? Shane Warne, what a sporting legend he is, dies at the age of 55 from a massive heart attack. What do we do with stories like that?
Yeah, on the Shane Warne issue, Mark, for me it's affected many people. For me personally, he was one of my greatest sporting heroes. At one stage in my life, I had to make a decision between pursuing a career in cricket or medicine. I played quite a high level. I was actually inspired by Shane Warne to become a leg spinner. I was a successful leg spinner.
Wow.
I was gutted when I heard that news, absolutely gutted. And, the first thing, as a cardiologist, you try and look at, well, hold on a minute, what are the risk factors here? This is my area of expertise, coronary artery disease. They said he had a sudden cardiac death from a heart attack. I was reading an interview by one of his close friends just the other day, and he said, and if this is correct, he had no risk factors. This is a mystery. What happened here? Now, of course, on the internet, people have asked the question, is Shane Warne's death in any way linked to the vaccine? Well, first of all, we know he had the vaccine. We also know he had COVID about 6 months ago, and he was quite sick with COVID. Now, COVID has also been linked to heart attacks, but usually the COVID situation, which you knew about, is in the acute phase, when people are in hospital. To be honest, any infection can trigger a heart attack. Pneumonia, body's under stress, it can trigger a heart attack with someone who's already got underlying heart disease. So that's something I've managed, that's well known. 6 months later, I think it's much less likely. He would have had heart scans, that kind of thing. And the question then is there any link between the vaccine and cardiac arrest? And unfortunately, there does seem to be a link. We don't know how strong that link is because Pfizer's own documents released recently on possible side effects, cardiac arrest was one of them. The original New England Journal of Medicine clinical trial, and I looked at the supplementary appendix in there were 4 cardiac arrests in the vaccine group and 1 in the placebo. Now, still small numbers in absolute terms, but if this is a genuine signal, then I think it would be naive, and as a cardiologist, I've got to be honest, I think that, people need to, I think that the vaccine may well have played a role. It certainly has to be part of the differential